Yo, 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 it's your boy Ron Flip the Jump Man, and I'm back with another Jump Man reaction to the movie The Running Man. Let's check out the overview. So in the near future, The Running Man is the top rated show on television, a deadly competition where contestants must survive 30 days while being hunted by professional assassins. This was a game show. Like, this was like what people participated in to try to make money because they either was lazy or they was blacklisted and they couldn't work. So, desperate for money to save his sick daughter, Ben Richardson is convinced by the show ruthless producer to enter the game as a last resort. Ratings soon skyrocketed as Ben's defiance just took over the show. Instincts and grit turned him into a hero, an unexpected fan. Everybody was loving him in the game, a fan favorite as well as a threat to the who? To the entire system. As in the movie, they call it the network. So he was trying to find a way to take care of his daughter. His daughter was sick, and this was the best way for him to provide for his family. You know what I'm saying? His wife, his girl, she didn't want him to do that because most people who enter this contest don't come back home, because this was some Hunger Game shit. So people who would enter this game, they would try to do it for money, but they would never return. So you're actually being hunted. But if you win, you win. So yes, The Running Man 2025 is a remake of the 1987 film, but it is a new adaptation of the original Stephen King novel. Y'all know how Stephen King is, you know what I'm saying? The big book author dude, and how a lot of movies was made off of his novels. You know what I'm saying? That is distinct from the first movie. The 2025 version is directed by how you pronounce it? Edgar Wright, and is considered more. He's considered more faithful to the King. To the King what? To the King's source material. You know what I'm saying? So while the 1987 film took more on liberties with the with the story. So this movie was this movie has plenty back-to-back action all through it, all in it, and explores media propaganda, which we are experiencing here in the real world, and healthcare issues that we are experiencing in the real world as well, and also a system that controls the narrative of what they want to have people viewing others or anything. But only the sheep people is going to follow and not understand, and things going to go over their head. Only the people that are being the blind leading the blind is only going to be led astray. You know what I'm saying? A lack of knowledge is going to be a lot of people termination on this planet. You know what I'm saying? They're not aware of what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? They don't get hip. This movie shows and they putting it right in front of your face of what's really going on in the real world. They tell you in the movie that there's a lot of propaganda shit. There's a lot of goddamn deep faking shit. Y'all see a lot of deep faking shit with the AI video. So you really don't know what you're watching on the news. You don't know if that shit is green screen or real. Whether it's some president shit, some politics shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of deep faking, and they can change it like in an instant. They showed this on the movie. He teams up with a younger guy and an older guy, which are brothers, and they help him get through the city on some of his days while he was being haunted. And one of the guys was kind of like a so-called YouTuber conspiracy theorist, you know what I'm saying, who breaks down a lot of stuff, studies a lot of the past players that was in it and the network, which is the system, you know what I'm saying, breaking down a lot of their propaganda, breaking down a lot of their bullshit, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring awareness to the people, the fans, who's really the bad guy. But see, in this movie, they try to make Ben Richards look like the bad guy. So what they would do is they would have the whole city, the whole world going against you. So while you being hunted, not only you being hunted by the hunters that work for the network, you also can be hunted by the people, the citizens. You know what I'm saying? And they might gain a reward for your unalignment. You know what I'm saying? So this movie shows the propaganda, like I said, that we deal in the real world, the deep faking that they do on the news, the social media, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got to use your first eye. This is not your third eye. You got to use your first eye. And you got to do your research, and you got to have your awareness, and you got to be tapped into some of this knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And all this information that is flooding all over social media, but you got to be aware of what resonates with you and what's real and what's fake, you know what I'm saying? Because they gonna have the sheep people and they gonna have the blind mice goddamn falling off a cliff, you know what I'm saying, if you don't know what's what. But it's a lot. It's a lot going on in this movie that goes on in the real world as well. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be able to put 2 and 2 together to really understand this movie. You know what I'm saying? How it's parallel to what's going on. How they using movies to put a lot of truth right in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? So-called powers to be, they understand the karmic universal law, and they understand that they don't have to directly tell you what's going on or tell you the truth, but at the same time the veil has dropped, and at the same time they're speeding up their agenda, so they're not afraid to goddamn put this shit out there. They've been putting a lot of truth right in front of our faces for a long time now, but they indirectly do it through a lot of movies. He hides stuff in books. It's so many different ways they do this because they don't want to face karma. They understand universal law. They understand this. So yeah, man, The Running Man, I advise anybody to go see it. It's like that. This joint definitely get a major 5 popcorns. The Running Man. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace. Wadu.